Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to get this eye look right here. So keep on watching. In today's video, we'll be using these two concealers, the LA Girls Proconcealer and the e.l.f. 16 Hour Cameo Concealer in Fair Rose as our primers today. I'll be using those two concealers because it shows the color of the eyeshadows very well. And I don't know, I just really like the two concealers together. Okay, so I'll be using the Juvias Place palette, the Warrior 2 palette, and be using that black shade. And we're going to start by making like a, I guess you can say a wing type shape on the eyelid. And we basically using that black shade as kind of our outline for how we want the shape of the look to go. And yeah, and then I'll be going in with the BH Cosmetics, the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'll be using this medium blue shade and going right on top of the black shade I used and kind of blending those two colors together. Okay, then I'll be going in that same BH Cosmetics palette, and I'll be going into this baby blue shade. They don't have shade names, but I just call it a baby blue shade. And I'm going right on top of where we use that medium blue shade and kind of blend those colors together. But for the baby blue, I'm kind of blending it out towards my brow bone just a little bit. And I'll also be going back in with that black shade from the Warrior 2 palette to kind of deepen up the black portion because I kind of lost it in between. And I'll just go back and forth with all three of those colors to make sure everything is blended and have a nice ombre effect to it. Okay, now I'll be going in my e.l.f. Cameo Concealer in Fair Rose to be cutting my crease. And basically, I'll just be following the outline of where I had made with the eyeshadow and kind of winging it out from there and blending it together as well. And then I'll be going on top the white eyeshadow. Going on top with the white concealer using a white eyeshadow base from the Warrior 2 palette. I forgot the name. I think it's... Yeah, but I'll be using that to kind of make sure the concealer isn't smudging everywhere. And yeah. Okay, we're going back in on that same Warrior 2 palette, and we're going to start in the, I guess, closer to our inner corner a little bit, and packing the black shade, and kind of like bringing it towards, like, I guess, almost towards the center of the lip, but not quite. And okay, and then we'll be taking this navy blue shade from that BH Cosmetics palette and put it right next to the black and kind of blend the edges of the two colors together so I can have like a gradient effect. And yeah, and just keep packing the color on. But for this eyeshadow, I have to spray some setting spray on it for it to show up just a little bit. And then for the next shade, we'll be using that same medium blue shade from earlier and kind of put that right next to the navy blue shade and kind of doing the same thing, kind of have like a gradient effect with it, going from dark to light. And yeah, and then after that, I'll be taking that baby blue shade from earlier from the same palette and kind of going up at the wing. I know it looks crazy right now, but I will clean it up with some white concealer to make sure everything looks perfect and blended. I'll be taking my e.l.f. Cameo Concealer in Fair Rose and my NYX Eyeshadow Primer, and I'll be mixing those two together and kind of recreating that same like wing like crease to make sure, like, I don't know how to like describe it, but like kind of like filling in like where I lost some of that white concealer and eyeshadow from earlier, and I kind of like make it to where it looks like I cut my crease again, but I really didn't. So you know, that's basically what I did. Taking some of my Wet n Wild MEGAwear mascara, and I'll be using that for my mascara for today. And then I'll be putting on my favorite pair of lashes, which is the LaFlare 3D Cosmetics and Wispy. Yeah, and those, I forgot the number. I think it was CW303 or 302. It's one of them. I have them on the screen, but yeah, those are the lashes I'll be using for today's video. And the lash glue I'll be using was the Duo Lash Glue, the blue one, the fast drying one. And for my primer today, I'll be using the e.l.f. Putty Primer in Shear, and I'll be putting that all over my face. This is one of the I guess you can say one of the first primers I've tried that I actually like to put all over my face. I usually, if I try other primers, I usually put it in one spot, but this primer was good. And for the foundation, I'll be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte+Poreless in 370, and that's my favorite foundation of all time. For concealer today, I'll be using the Girls Proconcealer in Chestnut, and I'll be highlighting underneath my eye, my forehead, my chin, the tip of my nose, the bridge, and you know, places where you normally highlight your face. And yeah. BlackRadiance setting powder in banana, and after I press the powder with the brush, I'll go back in with my beauty blender that had my foundation on it, and I'll press that powder in to kind of have like a seamless look or finish, I guess you can say. I don't know if that, it kind of helps with some of the oils, but like yeah. Bronzer, I used the two eyeshadows from the Warrior 2 palette, the first two medium, I guess brown shades, I guess you can say, the light and the dark one, and I kind of use that as kind of like a bronzer to kind of warm up my face a little bit. So I put that around the borders of my face, and on my nose, like the bridge and the tip of my nose just a little bit, and then maybe a little bit on the tip of my lip, like the Cupid's bow, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Cupid's bow, and places like that. Highlight today, I'll be using this palette, the Saharan palette by Juvias place. I'll be using that Glacier Ice, I guess you can sit, I guess a white base, I don't know, but eyeshadow, and I'll be using that as my highlight, and it kind of gave her like a blue iridescent pigment, so I decided to use that since I have blue eyeshadow, and I kind of blended that in with my sponge, and I put a little bit of blush on as well. I use like the red eyeshadow from the Warrior 2 palette. It's like the dark red eyeshadow. I forgot the name of it, but I'll have it in the description. And yeah. And to finish off the eyes, I'll be using the medium blue shade and the navy blue shade to go underneath my eyes to kind of bring the two shades together and bring all the rest of the colors in from, from the top of the, just put it underneath my eye to make the look come together, basically. Put some of that blue iridescent eyeshadow from earlier in my inner corners as well to kind of add some sparkle to it, I guess you can say. And for lips, I'll be using my Wet n Wild brown lip liner and some regular clear lip gloss. Sometimes I use the e.l.f. lip gloss, or I might use a lip gloss that I got from my local beauty supply store. But in today's video, I just used the local beauty supply store lip gloss because I ran out of my e.l.f. one. But yeah, it's just regular clear lip gloss. Alright, so this is the completed look. Thanks so much for watching, and all the products I have will be linked down below in the description with links as well. And yeah, and so is the hair in the video. I have all that linked down below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye.